Hi, my name is Sissy, and I want to welcome you to my show, Getting Healthy with Sis. I am married to my hunky husband, Matt, and together we own a fitness and nutrition coaching studio in Lakeland, Florida called Restoration Fitness and Nutrition. We have 2 little boys, and I've been a nutrition coach for 5 years, helping countless people to revamp their lives and see amazing results implementing one healthy habit at a time. My passion is to help women just like me realize they don't have to be a victim to poor eating habits and poor health. Instead, through proper education and empowerment, they can take control of their health and live the healthiest and happiest life possible. As you tune into my show, I promise you're going to learn new things about your health. You're going to be inspired to take action towards your goals, and you're going to have a ton of fun along the way. All right, hey guys, welcome back. If you have been following along with the podcast so far, you know that I am currently pregnant and I am in my 3rd trimester of pregnancy. Throughout this pregnancy, I have done some special bonus episodes. The first one was on my 1st trimester, 2nd trimester. I'm doing 3rd now, and then I am going to be having a bonus episode for postpartum. So I've gotten a lot of great feedback from you guys of saying, oh, that was so helpful. Thanks for sharing that. I've implemented that in this pregnancy and yada, yada, yada. So today what I wanted to do was kind of share my 5 big takeaways from this pregnancy with you and kind of share just kind of how I'm processing it, what I've learned, what things have been my lifeline, what I've struggled with, just kind of give an encapsulation thing. So we'll keep this short and sweet and to the point, and I hope that you find this beneficial and interesting to follow along with. So my number 1 takeaway is I have been observing how this and kind of taking note of how this pregnancy has been for me is my brain. Okay, I don't know if you've been pregnant before or you're currently pregnant. I don't know if that's something that you notice, but it is real. Like, the struggle is so real with my brain and my memory. And there are times where I have been like, is this what it feels like to have Alzheimer's? Like, I know that I know that person, but I have no idea what their name is. None. And I know them and I cannot remember their name. Or one thing, my little 5, well, he's 6 now, he gets onto me. He's like, Mom, you don't remember things. Because he'll be like telling me about this and this memory, and I'm like, I don't really know what you're talking about. I don't remember that at all. There's like a blank. My brain is blank, and it's definitely something that I have seen definitely increase through pregnancy. And so I was doing a little bit of research on it, and it actually is true that a woman's brain does shrink during pregnancy. It's real. So if you're feeling that struggle, I want to encourage you. It is real. It is really happening. In particular in the hippocampus part, which of your brain, which is the part where it deals with your memory, okay, your ability to remember things. It does shrink temporarily, and it can take up to 2 years for it to fully come back to life, okay? So just want to encourage you, if you're feeling that or you have felt it, it should come back online as you move through like your postpartum stage. One of the things that I'm really doing to try to help supplement my brain is taking omega-3s. I'm taking them religiously every single day, making sure that I'm getting that. That is very helpful for your brain. So I'm trying to help support it and supplement the best that I can. Okay, number 2, my big takeaway is exercise has been my lifeline. And I've been really proud of myself because I feel like kind of at the end of my the beginning part's really hard, low energy, don't feel like doing anything, don't feel like myself, feel kind of like complete opposite of myself. Middle part gets better, but there's something that happens to me at the end of pregnancies where it's almost like I get this second wind and I'm like, okay, the finish line is in sight. Let's focus, let's do this, let's get there. And one of the things that I found that has been a lifeline for me is keeping my body moving. And I feel like I'm doing it more for my mental health and my mental stability than I am for physical. The physical is important, and I think I shared this in my 2nd trimester podcast on for my pregnancy. But I am having a C-section, and I know compared to last time how kind of debilitating that was. Having, your lower abdomen cut open, pretty big incision there, and then still having to take care of a newborn, get in and out of bed, hold them, nurse them, all of those sorts of things as you're recovering from a major surgery. And so it is really, really important that your starting point, that you're not starting way behind the 8 ball. And so that has been a kind of like my why and a motivator for me. Like, hey, just do something. Like, lift those legs up, just, march in place, do something, go for a walk. Keeping my body moving has been really helpful, and it helps me to feel just like a sense of, hey, like, I'm being proactive here. I'm being proactive. My body appreciates this, but I also feel like it's helpful for my mind to kind of, get out there, either outside or in my living room or even in the gym, move my body, get my heart rate up. And doing something every single day has helped me to kind of deal with stress, helped my hormones. So that's been another big takeaway. The third thing that I have experienced, so I'm actually recording this episode today. I am 10 days away, okay? I have a scheduled C-section in 10 days, unless the baby comes earlier, and then he'll be here earlier. But the nesting, okay? Nesting is a real thing, okay? It, the last few weeks, it has been insane, like completely insane. I remember like probably a week and a half ago, I was at home and I was scrubbing things. I was scrubbing my kitchen cabinets. I was scrubbing all of the stainless steel in my kitchen, wiping down the trash, getting on my hands and knees and like cleaning the floor. I've been washing everyone's sheets. This past weekend, we have a big white sectional. That's our couch. But it's an amazing sectional because every single part of it is washable. The back part is washable. All of the cushion covers washable. It's from IKEA. It's amazing. Amazing couch when you have young children that you don't want them to ruin your couch that you spent like $5,000 on or whatever. But this weekend, you guys should have seen me. It was like I was literally cracking myself up. Here I am. You can't see my belly right now, but it's huge. And here I am. I have one of our quilts from our bed, me and my husband from our bed. I have one of the quilts in the laundry basket, and then I have this huge slip cover. And our slip cover doesn't fit and neither does this quilt doesn't fit in our laundry and the washer that we have at our house. So when I want to clean it, I have to take it to the laundromat. And here I am, like, traipsing into the laundromat, and like, people are like, ma'am, are you gonna be okay? Do you need some help? And I'm like, I might not be okay much longer because this baby might come out of me like carrying all of this stuff. But it's just so funny, like what nesting will do to you and what it motivates you to do. And I mean, I'm like, why am I doing this? I am so exhausted right now. I was texting my husband. I'm like, listen, when I get home, like, I'm not doing anything else the rest of the day, but I got my couch clean. And my couch is going to be clean to start this new season of my life. And so for whatever reason, like, I've even thought, I'm like, I hope that I like get back to normal after this, because I've just been this like cleaning has just been this thing where I'm like fixating on it. And it's a part of a woman preparing and knowing, like, I have a new life coming. I'm not going to be able to take care of my family and my home in the way that I'm used to. And it's just a part of that process. But the nesting has actually been pretty funny. Hey guys, I hope that you're enjoying the show, and I wanted to interrupt real quick just to invite you that if you are listening to this podcast on Apple Podcast, I would be so honored if you would go up in the top right-hand corner of your app and click the follow button. Then if you will scroll down and rate and write a review on the show, that would just make my day. I would love to hear from you, hear how the show is impacting you and how you're enjoying it. And with following the show, you're going to get notifications of every time I release a new episode. If you like to watch my show on YouTube, then I am inviting you to subscribe like, comment, and share. Tell me what you're liking. Share this with your friends if you think that they can benefit from it. So I appreciate you listening in, and my goal is that this show will edify you and encourage you on the way to better health. So if it's doing that, then I'd love to have you along for the ride by subscribing, liking, sharing, following, commenting, reviewing, all the things that would make my day. Okay, number 4, my big takeaway. I mentioned this a little bit before, and I've even talked about this in previous episodes, but I am being religious about taking my omega-3s. So in my last pregnancy, I struggled with nursing and really went down pretty low, to the point where I was like, I gotta get some help, or I'm gonna have to go on medication or something, because I was really struggling with a lot of I don't know, if I had gone to the doctor, it probably would have been postpartum depression and anxiety and depressive thoughts. I mean, I was really struggling with a lot of that. But one of the things that I began to research and see was how important having omega-3s are for helping a woman to balance her hormones postpartum. And so that is one of the things, and scientific studies show that low amounts of omega-3s are considered to be a risk factor for postpartum depression. So you better bet that I am trying to set myself up for success going into this next season that's coming. It's coming in 10 days, whether I like it or not. I'm very excited, but it's coming. It's imminent. I'm trying to really set myself up for success there. And another one of the supplements that I'm taking that is really, really important, and I'm being very religious about that as well, is magnesium. And you guys have heard me talk about magnesium before, but I'm making sure that I'm taking that daily. Magnesium can be depleted in pregnancy, and it's also depleted when our stress levels are very high. So when we are going through seasons of stress, which having a newborn baby it can be stressful for sure, our body will actually burn through our magnesium stores first, which puts us at a deficiency. And so I'm making sure that I'm I'm consistently taking magnesium. It does help with muscle aches and cramps. It helps with your sleep quality. It helps you manage stress better. It also is known to help decrease your chances for irritability and depression, and it also aids in milk production. Yay! So that's something that I'm definitely interested in. So those are my big takeaways as far as how I'm prepping my body. Another way is taking omega-3s and taking magnesium consistently. I will put in the show notes today the actual brands that I'm taking, because your brands are important for your supplements. You want to make sure that you're taking quality brands with these things so that the bioavailability is there, your body can absorb them, but you're also not getting other toxins in while you're taking these supplements. Okay, and my 5th big takeaway, how I want to kind of wrap this little season up, my biggest just a big takeaway is emotionally how I am preparing myself. So I know, having 3 children and, my husband working and us running a business, this is not going to be whatever, this is so easy. It's not a care in the world. I know that this is going to be taxing on me emotionally. And so I have really been leaning into my relationship with the Lord and spending time in prayer and in His Word and reminding myself. And even I was in Georgia visiting my sister, and she works at this really cute boutique in Georgia, and they had these little bracelets. If you're watching, you can kind of see it, but they're little beaded bracelets that are real cute, and they have the little black cube letters on them that look like little cubes. And they had different ones that said different things, and I was like, oh, those are so sweet, those are so cute. And they had one that said trust on it. And I was like, I feel like I need that. I need that for this next season of my life, where I really am needing to trust that everything's not going to be perfect, and I'm going to have to trust God and probably give up control of some things that I'm used to maybe having a more firm grip on, but I'm going to have to trust that when I give those things up, whether it be having a clean house or being present like I like to be here in our business, or, whatever it is, being able to be the mom to my children that I want to be and do my best there. I'm not going to be able to be perfect, and I'm going to have to be okay that, hey, now there's 3 of you and there's 1 of me. It's not 1-on-1 anymore, and it's not 1-on-2. It's 3-on-1. And I'm going to have to trust that they're going to be okay, and that me giving the best that I can is going to have to be okay. And so I've really been meditating on that word in preparation. And then at my baby shower, I was telling some of my close friends about this little bracelet that I got. And the next morning, a woman who is kind of like a mentor in my life, she's one of our pastor's wives, she sent me a voice text, and she was like, Sissy, I was in my room this morning, and my daughter-in-law had given me this little framed picture of the word manna. And she was like, when I was reading it, based on what you shared with us yesterday at your shower, it just made me think of you. And so I was like, let me look that up and, kind of remind myself what that means. And so if you're familiar with the Bible, manna is what God gave to the Israelites when they followed him out of Egypt. And they were in the desert, and they did not have food, they did not have water, but God gave them manna, which was food from heaven. He put that on the earth for them every day, but they were not able to store it up. They couldn't just be like, I'm going to get a week's worth today. If they stored it up, it would actually go bad. So they had to depend on the Lord to give them fresh food or fresh manna every single morning. And she was just encouraging me. She was like, when I look at this, the Latin meaning of the word manna, I think it was the Latin. She said, it says that it's divine sustenance for every day. And when she was encouraging me with that, I was just like, that's so good. I need a trust bracelet, and I need one that says manna. And so I actually did. I went on to Etsy, and I was able to find one that said manna as just a reminder to me, hey, even though you're preparing and you're someone who likes to prepare, you're not going to be able to prepare and store up all of the emotional provision, all of the mental provision, all of the all of the provision that you need to be a good mom and to make it through a transition that's kind of stressful. You're not going to be able to just store that up and be like, okay, I'm good. But you're actually going to have to depend on the Lord every single day to give you that manna, that divine sustenance that sustains you physically, mentally, emotionally, in all areas of life. And so that's kind of my encapsulation of how I'm preparing myself. And here at the end of pregnancy, just some things that I have noticed, some of my big takeaways, and some of the things that I'm really focusing on here as I am now 10 days away. So I hope that you've enjoyed these little quick bonus episodes encapsulating my pregnancy journey with our little guy that's in my tummy. He's going to be here with us before we know it. And stay tuned, because I will be releasing an episode on my postpartum journey, and that one's going to be fun. We'll see what comes out from that one. So without any further ado, that wraps up the episode for today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.